I don't think they're ready for this. This is different. A LA Ram podcast, not based in California, but based in Florida? Come on now. You know I had to do it. Ram Nation, stand up. It's Ramily Talk from the Playmakers Bar podcast, hosted by Darnell the Playmaker Sallins. Let's talk Rams football. Ladies and gentlemen, Rams fans all around the world, it is finally here. It is the debut of a new LA Rams podcast, hosted by your host, Darnell the Playmaker Sallins from the Playmakers Lot. It is Ramily Talk. To be honest, I am so thrilled to have this podcast finally debut, even though I didn't plan on the debuting it during the pandemic and an NFL season that don't have no preseason games. That wasn't an idea at all, but this is where we at. So here you are, Ramily Talk, all the way from Jacksonville, Florida. I'm the Playmaker. And look, a new podcast, an all Rams podcast, my favorite team. I love the LA Rams. I love them when they was in St. Louis with the greatest show on turf. So it is what it is. And I changed some things up because without no preseason, there's not really a lot I can get into. So this not going to be a long episode. Probably the first 4 episodes might not be long with no preseason. But I'm going to do the best I can and talk some Rams and get to the season. Without further ado, let me go ahead and jump start by giving some shout outs. I got to give some shout outs to a Facebook group that I am in. Then that would be the Fearsome Foursome group, LA Rams group on Facebook. You know, Shay Dog and Gary, John, Xavier, all them boys that I've been in this group with for a very long time. The Fearsome Foursome Ram Barroom group. This is the group that helped me get the name for the podcast because I was searching. I was trying to think of a name for the podcast and I couldn't think of one. And they had some great names, you know. I was giving Rams Talk. I was giving Horns Up, Horns Down. Ramily Talk was one of them. And sent back thinking about it. Mob Squad 411. Just sitting thinking about it, everything. I felt like Ramily Talk was the way to go. So shout out to them, especially to Eric Hembeck. He the one that comment on my post, Ramily Talk, and that's the one we went with. So shout out to that group right there on Facebook, and I'm happy to bring this podcast to you guys. So now, keeping with the topic on Facebook, I threw a similar question on all the Rams groups that I am in. I am in like 7 of them, to be honest. So I threw out the expectations from the season, and I didn't say expectations for the LA Rams. I didn't say expectation for the NFC, but I said expectation for the season because we are in a pandemic. We don't know how football is going to look this season. So, overall expectations. So, pretty much, most people, they stuck with the Rams. And I got a lot of double-digit wins, 10, 11, 12 wins. I like it. I like the optimism. I like it. But I have some realistic people here, and some of them really don't think we're going to have a full season because of the pandemic, and you can't put these guys in a bubble because how are you going to play football in a bubble with like 32 teams, and every team has at least 53 players on its roster, which is not including the coaching staff and other people and other personnel. It's kind of hard, so football, we might get a start, but realistically, I don't think we're gonna finish. I'll pray that the NFL can start and finish the season. I'm gonna pray for man for that. But realistically, and how things looking, it's gonna be kind of hard. I mean, thankfully, the NHL, the MLS, and the NBA, they had a bubble, and it's working. It's working pretty good. MLS finished their season just yesterday. They crowned their champion. The NHL, they in their playoffs. The NBA, they about to be in the playoffs. But football, NFL wise, we just had the Pac-12 and the Big Ten to say, nah, we gonna postpone to about the spring, which I don't see happening either, because you're talking about these guys looking like, yo, it's about time for me to get ready for the NFL draft, so I don't know. But yeah, it's up in the air how football gonna look. So, but Roger Goodell, the NFL Players Association, they all working towards keeping everything moving forward right now. So we gonna keep it moving forward right now. But hey, other realistic things that I seen that was comments on my post was that they have opposite line questions. Question that running back after we lost Todd Gurley to the Atlanta Falcons, surprisingly. All these are good. The linebacker question when we lost Corey Littleton was one of our best linebackers last year. We lost Corey Littleton. It's a lot of questions for this team. We got new head defensive coordinator, new coaches in the building. We gonna see how things look. I do like some of their draft picks. I'm gonna go back to the draft. I do like some of their draft picks here, especially on the defensive side. I like the Terrell Lewis pick from Alabama. Now, granted, he has some injury problems over at Alabama. I give you that. But when he was on the field, the boy can ball. The boy can play some football here. I'm trying to tell you. I'm on SportsIllustrated.com, and this is what it says about Terrell Lewis. Lewis has a long body and the desired traits to be a qualified NFL pass rusher. Injury were a concern at Alabama, which is a concern that I just mentioned. Finding a talented specimen so late in the draft, he feels one of the several needs for this defense. We lost Corey Littleton, a good linebacker for us. We're gonna bring it to Terrell Lewis. I'm gonna get into Terrell Lewis a little bit later because I did watch Hard Knocks Tuesday night. I did watch it. But look, if Terrell Lewis is healthy, that's a steal for us. Honestly, I think we got 3 steals in this draft. This past draft, I think we got 3 of them. One of them is Terrell Lewis. Another one actually might be the other Terrell Burgess from the safety from Utah. This is what it says on Sports Israel about Burgess. Don't be surprised at all if Burgess plays significant amount of snaps right away. The Rams are very thin at linebacker and in recent years have preferred to play a 3-safety dime package, keeping just one linebacker on the field, with Taylor Rapp being a dynamic box player, John Johnson being better down near in the air as well. And no proven depth behind those two, the one away is clear for Burgess to slide into the center field on passing downs. Now both Sports Illustrated gave both picks. The Terrell Lewis pick in the 3rd round at 84 in the overall, a grade A, and then going at 104 was Terrell Burgess. They gave that an A+. So look, that's 2 steals right there. I'm gonna come back and tell you. I'm gonna probably a little later on down the road. I'm gonna tell you the number 1 steal that I like from the Rams, and you're gonna be surprised when I say this. But yo, having Terrell Lewis and Terrell Burgess to be on this defense is gonna be good. Now we're gonna see how the new defense coordinator puts this together, and supposedly going back to a 4-3, which is gonna be great because you can't continue to double Aaron Donald on every down now like they did last year. Because now you got 4 linemen, and if you double team one, you leave in one-on-one matchup with the other 3, and I don't think they want part of that, especially with Michael Brockers coming back after the failed physical and failed thing that happened with Baltimore and brought him back. We did lose Dante Fowler. That does hurt. Balled in Ashawn, but he's injured. He's out. So Joseph Day might get them meaningful snaps for us. Can he continue the way he did last year? Because he played good last year. The defensive side of the ball I'm looking at very closely. And by the way, can we give Jalen Ramsey his new contract, please? The man's looking for a house out in LA. Can we please give him his contract so he wants to be in LA? He wants to be around. Let's need front office. Let's get this man his extension, please. That's all we asking for here, Ramily Nation. Let's give the man his extension, and we'll be good. We'll be good. Now, on the offensive side here, I want to see what Sean McVay gonna do because he got some key players, especially the first two picks and Cam Akers and Van Joseph. I love those picks, and one of them is a steal for us. That's the other steal. It was in one of them two picks. I'm not gonna reveal it yet. Having Cam Akers come in and battle with Michael Brown, and Derek Henderson for the running back position to replace Todd Gurley. I like his chances because Cam Akers, Florida State. I'm gonna dive into him probably next week. I'm gonna dive into more into Van Joseph next week because I can personally tell y'all about Van Joseph because I am a Gator fan. So I watch Van Joseph at Florida. I'm gonna dive into them next week when I really dive into the offensive side. We got Bryce Hopkins, tight end from Purdue. Jordan Fuller, safety from Ohio State. Good pick. Clay Johnston from Baylor, linebacker. As you can see, we went 2 linebackers and 2 safeties in this past draft. They wanted to deal with the concerns that we got on the defensive side. So we're going to see if one of them guys can, step up, do what they need to do. Now, one of the things I want to do is I'm going to take it quarter by quarter, looking at the schedule. Because we got, 4 weeks before the start of the NFL season. And if I do it 4 by 4, which is 4 weeks, that means I cover the whole entire schedule within that time. Almost like previewing the season at hand. But I'm going to mind you now, besides probably the first 4 games, my picks could switch. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. There might be some games that actually pick against the Rams. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell it like it is. This is how I podcast. This is how I do my shows. I'm going to tell it like it is. I'm going to let you know the good things. I'm going to let you know the bad things. And that's how I'm going to base my picks. So, most likely, besides the first 4 games, which I'm going to talk about right now, I might be switching my picks from what I say from preseason to the regular season. I might be switching my picks. Just throwing that out there, just to let y'all know. Now, we already know what the first game on the docket is, because they just couldn't wait to do that one. As we open up SoFi Stadium, by the way, I love that stadium. One of these days, when all this pandemic is over with, I will find a way to fly out to LA, catch me a Ram game inside that stadium. That is a beautiful stadium. That stadium is gorgeous. I really want to be inside that stadium and watch me some Rams games. I really do. The sad thing is, I'm out here in Jacksonville, Florida, which just looks like a very long way away. And plus, I'm on the other coast of the United States. But they show glimpses of that stadium. I got to see pictures of that stadium. Man, that's a beautiful stadium. So, we get to open up the new stadium out in LA on Sunday Night Football against them damn Dallas Cowboys. Out the gate, Dallas Cowboys. To open up the new stadium. Why the NFL do that? Oh, because guess what? You open up a new stadium, you in California, and why not play against Americans team? Just for the heck of it. Fine. So, last time we met the Cowboys, which was actually last year, we got our asses handed to us. And that was not a sight that I was enjoying. Especially when Tavon Austin scored. I believe he scored the first touchdown of the game. Like, we can't allow that. But it happened. We got our ass whooped. I'm not gonna even lie to you. We got our ass whooped on that one. So now it's a rematch. And what we looking at? We looking at, as of right now, from what I'm seeing, Cowboys have a 2.5 spread on us. With the over under of 50. Now in the game I talked about last year, the score was 44-21. We got beat by 23 points. And this was in Dallas, by the way. Or at Arlington, sure I say. After we won the previous 2 meetings with them. They came back and they whooped our ass. NBC Sunday night, Dallas is favorite. Dak Prescott doesn't have a new contract. Ezekiel Elliott, he's feeling some type of way because people ain't talking about him about being one of the best running backs in the league. They probably should, but when you have people like Saquon Barkley and Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry doing their damn thing, and you trying to figure out where you're at this moment in time. And by the way, he didn't really disappear, to be honest with you. You didn't really talk about the Cowboys like that because you ready for the Cowboys to collapse like they always do. And pretty much that's what happened. So we got a bunch of questions on offense. We got the Cowboys who didn't give Dak Prescott a new contract. Ezekiel want to prove himself that he's still one of the best running backs in the league. New receivers across the board on both sides. Dallas still probably got the best offensive line in the business. Rams trying to figure out the offensive line. But we still got Whitworth and we still got most of our guys. So it's going to be interesting to see how this works out. But guess what? I'm taking the Rams. I ain't picking the damn Cowboys. I'm taking the Rams. You can give me the Rams 31-24. How about that? 31-24. And matter of fact, I'm gonna write these down as I say this because I want y'all to help me be accountable. Because when I say stuff like this, help me accountable. So week 1 versus Cowboys. I got Rams winning 31-24. I'll take that. Y'all write this down with me too. I want y'all to hold me accountable now, because I'm one in there with y'all. Do social media. By the way, you can find me down there at Playmaker Sallins on Facebook, Playmaker 20 on Instagram and Twitter. Just tag me in the Rams group because I'm in like 7 of them, so probably all of them. So let's tag me. Hold me accountable. I got us winning week 1. Week 2, we got them damn Eagles. And we play terrible against them. We always play terrible against Philly. I don't know what it is. I don't know what Philly does to us, but we play terrible against Philly. We got to stop that. So after we open up the home stadium, we fly out and we got to go to the Eagles. Nobody's talking about Carson Wentz. Nobody's talking about the Eagles. It's like the Eagles have fell off the mount, which is a scary sight for us. It's just a very scary sight because it's like, ugh. We don't play well against Philly. Philly has our number, and nobody's talking about Philly. So pretty much the Eagles are finna feel some type of way. I'm gonna be honest with you. Philly might be favored to win. And they have beaten us. They beating us. Look, I'm like 6. They beating us 6 straight, going all the way back to 2015. 16-7 in 2005 in 2005. 38-3 in 08. 31-13 in 011. 2014, 34-28. About 3 years ago on 2017, 43-35. I watched that game. We should have won that game. That's the game Carson Wentz got injured. And we still lost that game. And then the last meeting, 2018, they beat us 30-23. The Eagles have our freaking number. When does it end? It might not end. It might not end this season, guys. Because Carson Wentz is coming back. Miles Sanders played a hell of a year last year. The defense is still there. That defense is still Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham. They did lose Michael Jenkins though. They did lose Michael Jenkins. He's back with the New Orleans Saints, so that might be a way for us. Right now, I have to count that as a loss. I see us losing probably 34-30. I see it as of right now. I see us losing to Philly 34-30. As of right. Philly has our number. We have yet to stop Philly once. Like in the past, since 2005, we played them 6 times. They have won all 6 meetings. So I don't like our chances against Philly. And then we taking a trip to the East Coast. And then, matter of fact, week 3, we get to stay out in the East Coast because once we get done playing at Philly, we got to go to Buffalo. That's a tricky game. Buffalo. That is a... Sean McDermott got that team playing hard-nosed football. Meet you head up. Let's go. Josh Allen, he's getting better and better, even though in that playoff game against Houston, they should have won. and he made some bonehead mistakes that kept him in the game. And Deshaun Watson does what Deshaun Watson does. You give him an opportunity, he's going to take it. But now we get to go to Buffalo, the team that's probably the favorite to win the AFC East, because Tom Brady's no longer in New England, and New England had 8 players, including Dante Hightower and Patrick Chung, to all opt out of playing this season. So Buffalo's the favorite to win that division for the first time in a long time. Yeah. I don't see us losing 2 East Coast games back to back though. So if I got us losing to Philly, I think we might get by, but we might squeak by Buffalo. I think we squeak by Buffalo by a score of 24-21. So we 2-1 on the season. 2-1. I can see it. I can see 2-1 on the season right now. Now we get to week 4. Week 4 looks like probably the easiest game of the 4 that we got right. Because pretty much we already played. When we get to week 4, there'll be our 3rd NFC East team we have played when we come back home and we take on the New York Giants. Nobody believes in the New York Giants. Nobody cares about the Giants. Yeah, they got Saquon Barkley. That's all nice and good. Danny Dimes, he still got some work to do. He has some promising moments, but he has some very bad moments. Who they gonna throw to? What receivers they got? I like Ingram. Every Ingram they tight end. I like him. Slayton, he showed up. I like him. But who they got? Who are the Giants this season?